I love C.S. Lewis. I think it's a great school. Charter schools appealed to me because of the idea that a group of parents was going to do more with less, and how it turned out with smaller classrooms and, you know, parents that wanted to volunteer. I just saw a lot of family back up and thought, hey, this sounds great. I mean, I wasn't part of the organization that made it happen, but it seems like it's my style. When I went to the parent-teacher conferences, they always have details of where my child is. These are the strengths, these are the areas we're working on, and it's completely unique, and I think, wow, it's like an IEP for each child. You know, doing homeschool occasionally and keeping up on the best way to teach math, how it's changed, and good science programs. I usually know a whole lot, but when I saw K-12, I looked at it, I said, that's beautiful. I don't need to, I guess I'm just going to trust it, which, anyway, I am happy with it. I've heard lots of good things about it. I like how the education my children are getting. So I can't really tell you much about K-12 except that I do like it and it looked good to me. Test grades going down, and I think, how is this happening? What are we doing that's wrong? I think my kids aren't required to do as much homework in public school, or I think I've had some foster children that have been graduated when they really didn't have enough skills, and I felt like they weren't served well by the school. So anyway, it's too easy, and it's not that I want to be mean to my kids, but I want them to do the best they can. Yeah. We can have opportunities like that in a charter school versus a public school, I think, because parents are saying, we want more, we want it harder, our kids can do it. You know, saying a C is okay, you know, people that say a C is fine. If your child can really get A's and you say C, they grow up and they're disappointed. Why didn't you expect more from me? And my belief is that when they have responsibilities, it's better. It's just, it makes better people. It is harder. It's harder to parent that way. You know, like they say, a lazy mother picks up after her kids. I know my daughter loved it. My daughter who went through loved it. I think this was just perfect for her. Perfect. Okay, so my son, he was here 3rd grade and 4th grade, and he'll be going into 5th. And I was doing homeschool before 3rd grade. He struggled. He wasn't an unhappy boy, but I mean, my whole thing as a mom is backing up the school, encouraging him that he can do it, helping him solve problems. He had friends here. I felt like the communication was really good with the teacher. I was satisfied. I mean, if he broke a rule and went to think time, I loved how they treated him. I loved it. I mean, I think nice people who like kids, who want to help them develop their character and grow up. I was completely supportive. I think it was a great experience. I mean, good school. I like the uniforms for one reason, and that is that it's my belief that psychologically, if kids are dressing up, they act better. And that was going around in the 70s when I was a kid. When you dress better, you act better. And I just think you're getting up, putting your uniform on, getting ready for school. I mean, there's so many like symbols that tell the kid, I'm getting ready to do my job. You know, I'm serious about this. You have to wear a uniform and it better be right. I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, I think I like it that somebody might call my son on, oops, you know, that's the wrong thing, because he wants to have it just right. It's not a bad thing. People can step up. If you raise the bar, they can step up. If I'm not projecting a negative attitude about uniforms, I think they're going to be fine. And I have 2 kids that have a daughter who went all the way through C.S. Lewis with uniforms. No problem. The uniform isn't who you are. You can be yourself. What I see happening is a good thing. Kids feel unified. They're in line. You know, they're going to walk down the hall. They're so proud to be with their teacher. You know, and if another adult walks by and they're smiling, it's just like, wow. They know they look good. They know they're in line. They're just happy to be here and do their job. I'm just so glad the school's offering it. I mean, we're lucky if we can find somebody who can teach piano or someone who can. We want good things for our kids. It's cost prohibitive, I guess, and having it in the school, I'm excited. It's good for your brain. It's It's one of the most important things. It's been largely taken out of public schools, but studies show that people that grow up without music and without art aren't happy people. It's like we need to have that kind of stuff. It's valuable. I remember when they kind of chopped those things out of school, saying reading, writing, and arithmetic, that's all the school's job is. And I think in this fast-paced world, if we're really going to look at essentials, music's one of them. For me, I want happy people. The benefit of rote, practicing all the time, something that you have to do, and seeing your skill go was totally worth having somebody gripe a little bit. And I like the music teacher that's here. He's serious about it. He wants kids to have a contract. You're going to practice this much. It's for the whole year. I think, good. I want my kids to step up. This sounds great. It is going to a new level when it's an instrument, I think, because then it's like you're in the big time now. You've got to learn how to work it. You've got to work at it every day. They're great. They're the best. The best. I actually know the lunch lady because I was like, look at these lunches. They're so good. She's a mom, and it's into nutrition. Things look good. I'm into fruits, vegetables. I always make sure my kids, did you have a banana? Did you have this today? Because I know their minds are developing. They need to have good food. And I come to the lunch here, and there's nothing that makes me go, ooh. It's fresh. It's good. My son is happy with it. I think it's the best school lunch I've ever seen. I think I was the only family out there that was sending kids to C.S. Lewis, but I was talking to my neighbors. I knew they cared about their children's education, several friends that came from different areas, and I was saying, you have another option. There was 35 and growing in the 3rd grade class in my area, and they hadn't hit the ceiling yet, and it was one teacher. And that's frightening. I mean, even the best teacher in the world with 35 kids, it's going to be hard. So I called C.S. Lewis, and I think the ceiling might be 25 or something, but they happen to have 18. And I was like, that's private school. So I was willing to drive my child in every day and pick up every day. That's just me. It's worth it for me. But some of my friends out there, they only had one car, and the husband took it to work. They didn't have any option. So when I said, there's a bus, how many families did we? 5 other families jumped in and got on the bus. And it's been I think that's been one of the most important things for C.S. Lewis, to get the people that really want to be here.